So I had an experience about 2 weeks ago I'd like to share with you. Um, may have been a week and a half ago. And it was about, I had an experience when with divine love, with the mother. And it started with her seeing my heart and me seeing her heart. And I was shown really what the world does look like. And it was so different than what my human sees. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder how long I'll be able to maintain it before it all goes away and I'm back to this human thoughts and human experiences. And I noticed something. I had a conversation with a friend, and it was an important conversation to have about reciprocity. It's the word, reciprocity. And they meant the conversation beautifully. They were with their heart, and the awareness was there, and the reciprocity was there. The desire to be reciprocating, right? And it was great. I got to use my voice and ask for reciprocity from a heart space, not from a demanding space, right? And so it was interesting because after that, what came next was all the reasons why I deserved reciprocity. My brain started telling me why I deserved it. And I've been thinking about how, so it made me start to watch myself and my thoughts. And I thought it has nothing to do with that person. The conversation was done, but it wasn't about them anymore. And what I realized, it wasn't about them at all. There was this, if I didn't watch my thoughts, I wouldn't be able to see it, but it was a flow of all the reasons why I deserve reciprocity. And it went into the functionality, and I thought, wow, this reasoning has kind of kept me hostage in a lot of ways. And it's kind of keeping me hostage right now. Because I was watching all the reasons why I was deserving of it. But reciprocity is about deserving. It's about the highest trajectory of exchange. And not from, I'm a good person, so, and mine was from, I'm a good person, so I, and you've given, and it was all about looking at, and it was all of these things. And honestly, it was its own track. It's its own system. It was in motion on its own record. And I kept looking at it, and I kept saying, well, we're at peace with this. This is the conversation. And it had its own way. And I was like, holy shit, that own way has been running me because I was unaware of it for a really long time. And it wanted to interlink stories and do a lot of things that I really was unaware of. I was like, I was not able to talk it off its own reasoning effect. Now, this is me talking about me, and not from judgment or shame, but I was like, wow, it's an operating system that is outside of my own heart. And I wasn't aware of this operating system because it felt so natural in its state of how it thought and how I was thinking when I was in a place of wanting to protect and not feeling worthy. So I guess you would call it the unconscious. And I realize when it gets turned on, it takes a moment to catch up to it. And not all parts of me are in agreement with it any longer. So it can't play on my free will the way it was. I was thinking about the operating system in each and every individual, and not from a place of judgment, but true compassion, because I have compassion for myself, and not from they're a bad person. And I thought, that's what we've all come here to do, is identify these operating systems and it's negotiation time, right? Like renegotiate if that's really how we want to proceed, you know. And when I saw the beauty of the earth, not how it's going to be, how it already is, and how we can't see it because of this operating system, you know, this operating system is creating a visual for you and I. And this visual is clouding the truth. The truth is that these operating systems are not organic. They're not organic love. That I can stand here and tell you. And these systems are working within each and every one of us. And it has us thinking and doing things that we know aren't right. It has us saying things we know aren't right. It has us angry with one another. It has us in action against each other. So I'm going to put down a video down below of something that I'm doing for myself daily to redefine that. And there's not one way to redefine yourself, but this is the way in which I came across, and it puts for me all the words in which I want to define myself as, which is, I believe this operating system that's been operating within each and every one of us is coming to an end. And the only one that can choose that is ourselves. And the only way that we can recognize it if we're willing to be honest with ourselves, not from a place of shame, but, you know, watchfulness within what we're thinking and how we're acting and what we're feeling and how we're acting from that. Because there are higher trajectories to this, which is why I'm even sharing it, you know what I mean, is there's a higher trajectory that is possible within each of us, you know, and it does require us to take a look at it, you know, from within and reevaluate if that's the operating system we want to choose for ourselves, or if we want to end that operating system and choose another operating system, which I believe is the heart operating system, right? And have that align the rest of it. But check out the video and see if it resonates with you. I'm so appreciative of his work because it puts into words everything that I want to say and I want to claim for myself. You know, and this video is not to tell you that you need to do anything. Just sharing with you what I'm doing. And it's the best decision I think I've ever made for myself. It's the most loving choice I could make for myself and for the planet. Because I just want to say that I believe that we all have so much potential within ourselves. And I think there are capacity to be love and to share that love, not from a post-it note or not from a billboard, right? From a real perspective is possible, but it's an individual thing. And when you figure out there's nothing else to want but that, and then grow everything from that, it gets me excited to think about like an earth that already is here, that could be filled with minds and hearts thinking like that. So I hope this talk did inspire you, and check out the video below. It's a good one. It hits every mark to move into that clarity and to hold true to that, like a 21-day focus or a 30-day focus. Let's hunker down and just determine that no matter what, we're moving into this place within ourselves, and it's non-negotiable. And I know you guys all out there have an incredible, powerful will. So, and it requires you not to even join up with anyone outside of yourself, right? So you don't have to grind at at a job to do this. And right now you have the freedom because we're in a worldwide rest right now. So give it some thought.